Good morning. Happy Thursday. We're here again with coffee with a farmer, resource manager, and today it's actually a farmer and a rancher. We are thrilled to have yet another livestock producer this morning. James Rickert is the farm and procurement manager for Belcampo Farms, which is up in the beautiful Shasta, the shadow of Mount Shasta, in a little town called Gazelle, and he's gonna, I'm sure, describe where he is and what that is near. But we're just gonna go straight to James today because he's literally gonna give us a tour of all of the different parts of the farm up there today. And James, it's great to see you. We're longtime friends from Ag Leadership, and I was up visiting you at your beautiful place last year, and I can vouch for the fact that it is one of the most beautiful places on earth, and we are so appreciative of you being willing to share today with our students and everybody else who might be joining on YouTube later on to watch this great tour of the farm. So James,
Fantastic.
Give us a little intro and take it away.
Great. Well, thank you so much, Mary. First off, my name is James Rickert. I am the Farm and Procurement Director for Belcampo, as Mary just said. I'm a fifth generation Northern California farmer. Grew up here in far Northern California, went to Cal Poly San Luis Obispo for college and boomeranged back up north. Worked in my family's business for 12 years, which is called Prather Ranch. I have my certified general real estate appraiser's license, and I've done farm and ranch agricultural appraisals up and down the state for many years. And then I got a call out of the blue to run a farm called Belcampo, and I accepted, so here I am. Welcome to the Shasta Valley. We've got a lot to show you. There's definitely way more to Belcampo than what I can condense in this video. I will do my best. So big picture of Belcampo, we are a vertically integrated meat operation based here in Siskiyou County. We also have winter range properties down in the Sacramento Valley foothills. We raise all the animal proteins. So we raise grass-fed, grass-finished cattle. We raise grass-finished lamb. We raise pastured pork. We raise pastured poultry, turkeys, duck, geese, and eggs. So we've got our hands full with all the different proteins there. We're also a farm. So we grow a lot of our own feed. We also have a huge vegetable garden and a large organic orchard, and we host groups up here at the farm called Meat Camp. And then also our farm's open all the time, all summer long, to other guests, such as Mary said. She came and visited us last year. We have some really nice glamping tents that we put together. So you can come up to the farm, you can enjoy hanging out, staying in the middle of a big garden and eating some of the freshest fruits and vegetables you can get and some of the best meats in the world. But so I'm going to show you a lot of that today. But first off, I'm going to take you in. We're right here by the egg processing barn. So I'm going to introduce you to Manoli. He's our poultry program director, and he's packing eggs right now. So follow me. Come on in.
Yay. And I can tell you, I took my two nieces last year, which we had a blast. And so I hope we can go again this summer because it was a really great trip. And we got to see this, and we got to meet, I think I got to meet Manoli last year.
I think you did too. Come on in. All right, everyone. This is Manoli. And as you can see, he's quite busy packing eggs.
Yeah, we're packing the eggs here. These were just collected this morning, so they're super fresh. And what I'm essentially doing is first starting in my size. So this is medium, this is large, and as you can see, I'm doing it by color too. So they're uniform throughout the cases because we have a diverse color range here, from our like dark, almost red eggs to almost whitish cream color. So it looks a little better in the pack when they're uniform.
That is beautiful. And where are these eggs going, James? Where do they get sold to?
So we sell to some retailers down in the LA area, and then also all of our Belcampo locations. And that's the other thing about Belcampo. We also have a restaurant company and meat company and a butcher shop. So we sell a lot of meat and a lot of eggs through our existing retail channels.
So James, we're
Everyone is a big buyer of our eggs. And then because we got a lot to see.
okay, great. We're losing you a little bit. It got static. There we go. Thank you, Manolo.
Great one, thank you.
Beautiful. So what I think he was saying there is that Belcampo has restaurants.
Yes.
Just in California.
Am I back online?
Yes, go for it.
Okay, cool. So one thing I didn't mention before, I firmly wear my production hat. So I talk a lot. I mean, that's my job in this company is raising the animals and overseeing all that. But we also have a series of restaurants that we operate. And so we're vertically integrated. Everything from the second an animal hits the ground, you know, a calf is dropped or a lamb is born, all the way to the processing at our own slaughter facility, and then our own restaurant chain to where we can actually prepare the meal and drop it on your table. Mm-hmm. So we're very unique in the sense that we control all aspects of that. And so we have a very healthy supply chain, especially in COVID. We've had a lot of disruption in this industry, but luckily with us, we've got a really tight supply chain, and we've been able to operate as efficiently and as effectively as possible. But the unfortunate thing is that our restaurant dining rooms are shut down. So we've had to really lean into food delivery service, you know, delivery only. We have an app you can download on your iPhone or your Android, Belcampo app, and you can get deliveries of meat or hamburgers or even eggs shipped to your front door. So it's pretty cool.
Oh, that's great. I'm glad to hear that. That's something new. That's awesome.
Well, follow me. We're planting this morning here in the garden, and I'll introduce you to some people in the garden team, and we'll keep going.
Perfect. And yes, this is a beautiful garden, and I want to come back for one of the meat camps. The CEO of Belcampo, Anya Fernald, who is just a really amazing woman in agriculture and in food. There's Mount Shasta, by the way, that big mountain that you see him kind of walking towards out in the distance, that is Mount Shasta. But she is an incredible food chef, and she is has cookbooks, she has television, she's done television shows. And so Meat Camp is pretty cool because you literally get to go up there with her and learn from her how to cook the best meat that is around, and also cook food directly from the garden. And so like you said, there's all kinds of great things you can do there.
Absolutely. So here I've got the garden team. This is Frankie. She actually has a story. And then over here is Scott as well. So they are instrumental in putting this garden together, and we're going to be selling a lot more vegetables through our we were going to be going through the restaurants, but now with the dining rooms being closed, we're just going to be selling kind of CSA boxes that you can pick up with your meat as well. We're partnering with Full Belly Farm in the Bay Area, and then down in LA, County Line Produce. So we're working with a couple small farmers now because, as you can tell, we're just planting here. We're just getting started here in Siskiyou. But once this garden's ripping, we're going to be selling all this produce really through those channels. But I want to introduce Frankie here. Frankie actually started out in downtown LA. So we've got an LA girl who worked for Belcampo as a server and fell in love with the company and fell in love with the mission. And she came up last year and worked at a meat camp. And the unique thing about meat camp is that we get our executive chefs or some of the front of house team to come up and work and learn more about the farm, to where when they're down on the front lines working with consumers, they're able to talk about it. So Frankie came up and worked in meat camp, and I was so impressed with her work ethic and just her determination and her ability. She just wanted to immerse herself in this, and I offered her a full-time job. She accepted, and now she loves it, and probably still Siskiyou County's newest resident. But you've been here, what?
8 months.
8 months now? Yeah. So she was here over the winter, and she's our hospitality coordinator.
I got to meet Frankie. Frankie, you might not remember me. I was there with my two nieces.
Yeah, we were just talking about you, Mary. So Frankie has been all in here with Belcampo. She's worked with the pigs, she's worked with the lambs, she's done a lot of different things. Right now her focus is really getting her hands dirty here in the garden, working with Scott, and it's been great. But we're going big this year. We're betting on organic fruits and veggies as well, in addition to organic meat. So we're going big. So we're excited.
Actually, yeah, that's a perfect segue. We had a question now is a good time to have it asked. So Shiva, who has a question. So Letty, can you unmute her and have her ask her question?
Can you hear?
Maybe not. Did we lose Letty? Okay. So Shiva's question is, do you practice organic farming? And if so, what makes a chicken or eggs organic? Which is a great question, Shiva.
That is a great question. And I guess the question is, when you start with organic, what comes first, the chicken or the egg? But with organic production, you have a 3-year transition period to becoming organic. So you have a transitional period where it's 3 years from the date of your last prohibited material application, and then you can be eligible for organic production. In the case of all the different species, one was being poultry. I'll talk about that first and maybe talk about the other species next. But we get chicks in the mail that are 24 hours old. And with those chicks, we'll put them in a brooder. They'll eat all organic feeds at that time. And so they'll be in all organic conditions their entire life cycle. When it comes to our layers that have the eggs, they come as chicks, they're in the brooders, then they're out in pasture, and we tow them around at different places throughout the farm. And then with our broilers, it's a similar program, except for their life cycle is a little shorter. We have them in the brooder, and then we'll take them out into pasture, and where they'll spend, it takes about 8 weeks to get to maturity with the Cornish cross, about 10 to 11 with our Freedom Rangers. So the 2 different breeds we raise. They're all on organic feeds. They're all in certified organic land, their entire life cycle, and that will give you a certified organic product. Then when it comes to other species, in the case of the ruminants, cattle, and lambs, the mother cow doesn't necessarily need to be organic for her to have an organic calf, but she needs to be in all organic conditions prior to the 3rd trimester for that calf to be organic. And so we'll bring, our cattle program, we just make sure that those animals are on 100% organic feed and organic pastures prior to 3rd trimester for the entire calf crop to be organic.
Excellent.
Hopefully that answers the question.
Yeah, that was great, James. Do you what's next on the list for our tour?
Follow me.
Bye, Frankie. Great to see you.
I'm coming with.
Yeah, I'm taking Frankie.
Oh, you're gonna go with? Okay, good. Okay, awesome. So I love Frankie's story because when I was there, we talked a lot about how someone from a very urban place who never had really been on a farm before, who never thought she was going to be interested in agriculture, and literally came up because she was a server at one of the restaurants and started working. And James recognized her work ethic. So again, all of you thinking about that work ethic, that was the key, right? And just positivity and enthusiasm and energy. So back to you, James.
I'll tell you, one of my mottos is I steal this from a person that worked here, and he has it up on his wall, but hire for character, train for skill. And it's like mind-blowing. That is exactly what people do, or what I need to be doing to create an effective team. And so it's finding good teammates, people that are committed to the cause. I'm not, for Frankie's position here, it wasn't like, all right, I'm looking for someone with this exact background and this exact resume. That's not the way I really look at it. I look at, hey, who are you as a person? Are you able to gel with the rest of the team? Are you committed? Are you a hard worker? If so, I can teach you anything. But as long as you've got the heart and the determination, that's what gets you in the door. So that's some of the best advice I can give anyone trying to enter the workforce. Hard work, determination, can-do attitude. That's going to take you very, very far in life. I want to just kind of show this, because if you ever follow Belcampo on Instagram or Facebook, you'll see this image a lot. This is down at our event barn site, and this is where we host meat camp. We have this large orchard here. It's a U-pick orchard, so I have something in production pretty much the entire season. It starts with, we've got strawberries, we've got cherries, we've got apricots, and we roll through something new in production all season long, all the way till we're picking pears and apples in October. And so there's always something ripe. There's always something available. And so it's a really neat culinary experience here. Over here, we have a large asado grill. And then we have what we call a DG grill playground. We partnered up with Traeger Grills. So we host like a Traeger meat camp, and they bring some of their celebrity chefs out. We light up our big asado grill here. It's our Uruguayan style grill. Wood in the middle, grills on either side, and we do all these culinary experiences. We'll do quarter beef breakdown demonstrations. We'll have people go out, collect eggs the morning of, come back here, learn how to stuff sausages, and then cook their sausages and cook their eggs they collected, and maybe a tomato they picked in the garden to have the freshest breakfast of their life, those types of experiences. So the meat camp is a really, really neat thing, but this is really Grand Central Station for that. We're excited to have our meat camps coming back online. With COVID. We canceled our early camps, but we've been in discussions on how we kind of restart that for the rest of the season and what practices we'll be putting into place. We are pretty isolated here in California, and we want to make sure we keep all Corona cooties out of Siskiyou. But at the same time, this is what we do. We want people here. We miss our meat camp people. So we'll have that soon. Tell you what, you guys ready to head on up to the pigs, and I'll show you the rest of the farm if you drive around.
Pigs.
Sounds good.
Very
you got a question,
good.
holler out.
Okay, so we did have a question, another question from, actually, Alondra, you have 2 questions. And so if we'll go ahead and unmute you, and you can ask each one at a time.
So my first question would be, how has Newcastle affected your farm?
Oh, that's a great question. It'd probably be I could give you a really detailed response from Manoli. I probably wouldn't be the best person to respond to that, but we're really isolated here with Newcastle. And pastured poultry does pose a lot of extra challenges, health-wise, by, we don't have, very contained facilities. So our birds are out in the field. And so that's something that I know it's been on our radar, but we don't have any issues with it. As I said, Manoli would probably be the best person to answer that most eloquently, other than me. Sorry.
The poultry side is not your main niche, is it?
No, I was raised moving wheel lines and chasing cows, and then so the poultry is something that I've learned a lot about since I've taken this position. And my family and I live in the Redding area, and we have our own backyard chicken production, but I'm definitely not the expert. Whereas Manoli, he actually has a PhD in poultry science. So, oh my gosh!
Wow! Yeah, you're not kidding. He's definitely the guy to ask.
Oh yeah,
okay,
and it'd be probably an hour-long answer. So
yeah, Alondra, do you want to ask your other question?
Yeah. What's the second question?
Well, my second question is, who would you say is your biggest competition?
Ooh, good question. We're really unique. We don't have a lot of people that do what we do. There's not a lot of truly farm to table that own the farm, own the slaughter facility, and own the restaurant. So that's something really unique. And, when we go out, we do sell branded retail. And so we do compete with like the Applegates and, some of the other larger organic companies. In beef, it's going to be Panorama and, Sunfed, those types of companies, but
I'm hoping you come back. We're losing you a little bit.
We've kind of made our own.
We're losing you, James. I don't know.
No, I don't want to be lost.
Oh. Okay.
Am I back?
A little better.
Getting a little better? Maybe we should go to the
Yep.
I don't know, we're probably losing up there. Are we, am I a little bit better?
Yes.
Okay, cool. I don't know what happened there. Well, we took a detour because I was losing you, so I didn't want to fully lose you by taking you to the pigs. So we went over to the farm office right now. So we have a really unique, there's some of our poultry up there on the hillside. This is our nothing exciting about that. There's John. Let's go in and we do here.
Yes.
All right,
this
I'll
is
take you in for a quick tour of the office,
Perfect.
and we'll show you some pigs too.
Yeah, that'd be great. This is a beautiful office. And I mean, I'm really excited about our new office in Woodland, but it doesn't have the views that your office does.
Well, look at what we found. This is Seth Duvenborden.
Yay.
Seth is a big part of this team, and his awesome wife is over there, Allie. So Seth, I'm on coffee. It's Coffee with the Farmer, and with a variety of students asking questions. Seth's background is that he and his family, I should say, have a grass-fed dairy, raw milk dairy in Cottonwood, which is down just south of Reading in northern Tehama County. And I kind of stole him and brought him onto Belcampo because, as I said, hire for character, train for skill.
Oh, shoot. Maybe go inside. Can you go inside and use the wireless?
Okay, yeah, let's do it.
Sorry.
Okay.
This is the fun of being in a rural area with not good cellular.
How we doing? We better?
Yes, very good.
Nice. Okay. Well, welcome to the office. As I was saying about Seth, though, I brought Seth on as we're growing a procurement department, and Belcampo, we're finding other producers that raise animals to our standards, and we're working with them and giving them a great outlet for their products. Instead of just going to the commodity market and into the video market, we're opening up new doors for people and bringing them through our different Belcampo channel and expanding that, because that's really, to me, is really exciting that we've grown off this farm. We're at capacity and then some, and now we're finding we need more partners. We need more ranchers to come on board with us and help provide some of these great proteins, because we're selling out. We need more. It's that time to grow, and it's very expensive to go buy new farms and buy more animals and do it yourself. There's a lot of great people in the industry already. Let's work with them and give them a really good opportunity. So that's really been a big focus for us at Belcampo lately, is really expanding that program and finding more partners, people that want to raise, organic pigs, pastured pigs for us, organic lambs, organic grass-fed beef, all these producers that, hey, guess what, guys, we've got a really good opportunity. We've got our own slaughter facility. Come work with us, and we'll give you some good pricing, and we'll make it work for you.
Are most of those ranchers and growers up there just in Northern California, James? Or do you
Yes,
work with
Northern California and Southern Oregon. So really, West Coast, but we're, at this point, I'm casting a wide net, and I'd like to we are starting to look a little bit more national to our sales channels. And in fact, last year we opened up a restaurant in New York City. So we are expanding our territory. And so by doing that, I want to cast a wide net and look throughout the nation. Maybe a better place to raise pigs. Maybe Siskiyou County isn't the best place in the world to raise pigs. Maybe it's Iowa. Maybe it's somewhere else. So I want to just find some of the best producers out there that are raising the best meats and partner with them. It only makes sense. So, but yeah.
So I just want to make sure I'm going to have another one of our students who's got a great question. So Kaylee Ann is going to ask, and we're going to unmute her and let her ask her question. And Kaylee Ann, make sure you say where you're from. Excuse me, where you're from.
Hi, I'm Kaylee. I am from Visalia, California, and I currently attend the University of Arizona. And my question is, what are the economic pros and cons of running an agritourism operation? Obviously, it's one thing to be a farmer, especially an organic farmer, and everyone in agriculture faces challenges each and every day. But I feel like agritourism has its own side of things. So what would be the pros and cons for
Oh gosh, that's a
operation?
great question, and it's a really long answer. So I'll try to condense it. Pros for us and for this company. One thing that I've realized is that we host these meat camps. We get they're very high-end experiences. People come from all around. People come throughout the nation to come here, and they leave. They look me in the eyes and say, I will never look at agriculture the same. I will never look at food the same. And to me, that's one of the more gratifying things I can do. And also, just the impact you have on consumers, because as an agriculturalist, we're raising food. We're raising some of the most vital things in this world for fellow humans.
Uh-oh, we lost him. We lost you, James.
Where we're coming from. Better way than to get people out of their houses, out of their bubbles, and onto the farm to see firsthand what it takes to raise these animals. And so that's where it's really important to, just personally gratifying to get people here. So that's a huge pro. Another big pro is selfishly for market. People, when they come here and they learn about everything we do here at Belcampo, if they are going and they're like, I'm going to go out to dinner tonight and I'm in the Bay Area and I'm going to pick a restaurant in Oakland, in Jack London Square, there's 20 restaurants. Well, guess what? There's a Belcampo. And they're like, oh, I went to Belcampo. That place is amazing. They do it right. They've got some great meats. I'm going to go there. And so by bringing people in, we create lifelong customers, which is great. We're one customer at a time. We're working on all of California. But people really resonate with this experience and they love it up here. And they just say, man, I'm so connected to the food now. It's kind of like with wineries and tasting rooms, is that, I don't know about you, but if I have been to that tasting room and I'm looking at a bunch of bottles of wine in a grocery store and I'm going to buy one, it's like, oh, I had a really good experience somewhere. I'm going to grab that bottle. Same thing applies to this. So those are some of the pros. Some of the cons is that obviously meat camps are happening during busy production season. When we're irrigating, we're moving cattle, we're doing all these different things. And now we're adding more work to our already busy plate. We've got to make sure that the lawns are mowed. We've got to make sure everything's just perfect for people. Because some people think that, they expect this to be a 5-star resort. It's a farm, it's not, but we do the best we can. So there's sometimes you don't quite meet expectations of people that, they might see something, a farm dog that's barking. We've got livestock guardian dogs that are out by the sheep that will bark all night. That's their job. That's why we have them. But the next morning when the guest complains that, the dogs are barking all night and I didn't sleep well. Sorry. That's part of ranching. I'd rather having a dog bark all night than a bunch of coyotes coming in and taking out a bunch of lambs. So those are some of the cons. You've got to be willing to just roll with it and be as accommodating to people as you can and be the host with the most. So a lot more to talk about on that subject. But I invite you to come up to the farm and experience it for yourself, and I'll give you a personal tour and I'll give you a much longer answer.
That's awesome. James, I've got a bunch more questions for you. So if you're willing to stay there and answer more questions, that would be awesome. So I'm going to shift it over to Mary and we'll unmute her and let her ask her question. And again, remember to say where you're from, students.
So I'm Mary from Fresno County, and I was wondering, what are some of the struggles of being organic?
There's a lot of struggles being organic. One thing with organic production, it's so much paperwork and so much record keeping. We already do a lot of this, and it's good to be able to track everything at all times, but it's just so much additional work for a producer to make sure everything is fully documented. So that's probably one of the bigger ones. You know, raising the animals, we actually have a pretty good system in place with our cattle and all of our programs. We've done this long enough to where we have really good production systems in place. We feel really good about, you know, our system. So on the production side, I mean, yeah, there's some materials we can't use, but at the end of the day, we've got a good system in place, but it takes time to develop. Another huge issue that we are faced with when it comes to some of the species that we bring feed to, like with like cattle and lambs, we bring them to the feed, so we're bringing them on new pastures, and it's easy to have, you know, a certified organic pasture that's available for them. But it's really expensive to get organic pig food. It's really expensive to get poultry feed certified organic. And so we battle really high prices of inputs. And so obviously our output is also going to have a high price as well. So that's one thing that we really work hard on, is trying to get our costs down as much as possible, because we really want to make sure that we have good, high quality, affordable organic. But oftentimes, state of California, there's always a law against something, and what you and the expenses are probably higher than other parts of the state or other parts of the nation. And then, you know, just some of our input costs are high. So therefore it creates a high price for us to sell our products. So that's a big challenge that we face as well. You know, if an animal does get sick, you know, in the case of our cattle program, we're also certified humane. And so if we have an issue with an animal that would take an antibiotic to make it better, we'll try the organic treatment first, but if, you know, we'll watch it. And if that's not working, we're going to take that animal out of organic production. We're going to treat it, and it's going to be, you know, designated non-organic, and it's going to still be alive. You know, a dead organic animal is not good to me, but an animal that has lost its status to become healthy is very important. I know me personally, if I'm sick and there's going to be an antibiotic or a shot to make me better, I'll probably take that. And I already lost my organic status, I guess. So no big deal.
We have, and I actually, while you're talking about cattle, Mia Robertson, I'll just ask this question. She's wondering how many cows you have. Can you tell us what?
Yeah, we have a little bit our Belcampo program is a little bit above 1,000 bred cows at any given time. We've got a fall calving herd and a spring calving herd. So what that does is ensure that we've got cattle in the pipeline that come into maturity and harvest weights all throughout the year, so we can have a good, high quality, consistent program. With the cattle program, we raise our animals to a minimum of 24 months. This is much different than the rest of the industry, which would be, you know, a conventional operation in a feed yard. You're looking at, you know, 16, 18, 19, maybe, you know, not even 20 months. So we take animals a little bit further. Everyone, actually, we've got some people that just showed up in the office. I want to introduce to you Leah and Daniela. Come on in, Daniela.
Come on in. Awesome.
And who you are, but this is the swine manager and the swine assistant manager, you know, with our program, and they're both awesome and super hard workers and really run a really high quality program. Another funny story about Leah was also a server in Oakland, and that came here and worked a meat camp, and a similar story as Frankie. And when you go back to hire for character, train for skill, this is another great example of that. And Leah worked 6 months just, you know, tossing bedding for pigs all winter long, and then worked her way up to become swine manager. Daniela actually came to us from South Dakota, and she's worked with other hog operations, and so brought some amazing you know, talent with her as well. And so we've got a great team here, and we've got a good program. So I like to brag on swine. They're doing a great job right now, and we've been having some great success with AI and everything. So you guys have been doing great. So anyways, Daniela, Leah, 2 thumbs up.
Nice to see you. I'm sorry we didn't get to go up and see the piglets, but we'll group up to see them live. Okay, there's some more questions coming at you, so I'm going to switch over to Jessica LeGrand.
Okay.
Go ahead, Jessica.
Hi, I'm Jessica from Sacramento. I was just wondering, what do you like most about your job?
Ooh, good question. I love my team. We've got a great team here, and they've just really turned into a family over the years now. I love that my job is something different every day. I love challenges. I mean, there's so many things that I do in a day that are so different, all these different aspects of this operation. I would never get bored doing my job. I think about it constantly. I love it, and I love the way we raise animals. And I just love our mission, and I love connecting with consumers. Again, that's a long answer. There's so many things I love about my job that it's
That's
great.
pretty good that you have so many things that you can say that you love about your job, James. That's awesome.
But it's I don't know. I mean, I've done a lot of different things in the past. Worked for my family's business for a long time, but I truly feel at home here, and really like just growing this business. And we're definitely on a growth path right now, and it's fun and it's exciting, and it's great just continuing to grow and grow. It's very, very rewarding.
That's awesome. So we have time for one more, James. One more. So let's see. We've got Shiva again has a really detailed but very interesting question. So Shiva, do you want to go ahead and ask that? There we go. You're
Okay.
on.
Hi, my name's Shiva Keller. I'm a senior at Sakai. Okay. So I heard you talk about how COVID-19 has like kind of changed how what you guys are doing now, and like how like now your restaurant has to deliver and stuff. But like, did it change the supply and demand of your meats and produce?
That's an excellent question. So pre-COVID, our company was heavy on the restaurants, heavy on the butcher shops, and modest on our branded retail, which is our kind of our prepackaged, beautiful label, high quality retail items that we sell. We do e-commerce as well, and then COVID hit, and all of a sudden restaurants shut down, butcher shop sales exploded, e-commerce completely exploded. Also during COVID, we were featured by the Wall Street Journal as one of the top 4 e-commerce meat companies in the United States, and we were slammed, and then that hit, and it was like, oh my gosh, that exploded our business. And then we've really leaned heavy into food delivery service. We already were doing it before, and so we're kind of our fingers were in it a little, but then all of a sudden we had to just shift really hard to that, and that's been really good for us. So when we have like a weekly sales call and we talk about our sales of our food delivery service, we were inching up. We were doing some good promotions. We're really feeding that business. Then COVID, and it shot up. So it's completely exploded sales, which has been really, really interesting to see. We did have a few restaurant shutdowns. We actually had a member of our team in the butcher shop come down with COVID. So this was early on, so we shut things down, worked with the local county health departments to figure out what to do. We navigated that, we crossed that bridge, we worked with them, we're back open again. So that was one major issue with COVID that hit us hard. And this person, I know him well, he's a big part of our team on the meat company side, and he's definitely back on his feet again and doing well. But so COVID really hit home for us as well. One thing though with the butchery is that we've completely changed our sanitation measures there. We've been taking temperatures at the door for our team. You've heard a lot probably about processing facility shutdowns, and we've made sure that we have everyone wearing masks, everyone wearing gloves. We keep as much distance as we can. We try to protect our workers as much as possible, those kinds of things. So we put a ton of safeguards into place. I don't know if you noticed with Manoli, he's wearing gloves. I mean, we never needed to wear gloves when we were in the egg processing room, but now we do, just to make sure that we have all these extra precautions in place. So COVID has been a big change for us. And, but you know what, it's been really, I hate to say it, but it's been neat to watch how this has really made our company come together. It's made our company, our team really come close. And we had daily, I call them damage reports, but 8 a.m. damage report of what's going on, what's our next crisis, what's our next issue that we need to tackle. but it made our executive team really come close together and work really well together. Because I'm up here, Northern California, my counterpart at Butchery's up in Wairika, and then we've got most of our corporate teams down in Oakland, the Bay Area. And so all of a sudden, we're having daily Zoom calls. So it's just made us gel. It's made us come together as a team and unified us that much more, which is great. Any experience that can make your team come together is awesome. And unfortunately, COVID wasn't awesome, but it's really made us grown as a company so much over the last 7-8 weeks.
So James, that is, we have already exhausted more than half an hour. We've gone 40 minutes. I am totally not surprised because it's awesome to talk to you. I'm repping my Belcampo hat. This has been on a lot of hiking trips since you and I saw each other. Yours looks a lot better, which is scary that you're on a farm and yours looks better than mine.
I put my nice hat on. So this is the nice one.
That's
I
nice
thought, you know, hey, I'm going to be on a webinar. I got to look the part.
That's
so
right. You look good. Well, I just want to really thank you because number one, obviously, there's a huge amount of interest from the students and some great questions. And again, students, if you ask questions on the Q&A or on the chat and they didn't get to it live, that's okay. You will get points for today and for asking those great questions and being on today. But I really want to make sure to hit home on some of the things that you talked about already, which was a lot of your staff don't necessarily come directly from agriculture, and yet here they are working for you in a very remote part of California and a part of a great team and a part of an amazing food system and producing wonderful meat for people all over the country to eat and to be nourished by. And so look up Belcampo. You guys are all over social media. You've got Instagram, you've got Twitter, you've got Facebook. So follow these guys, check them out. And if you get a chance to go I-5 North, Gazelle is not far off of I-5. Like if you're headed up to Portland with your family or you're headed somewhere up and, you know, it's just not far. And these guys are so great. They'll always welcome you at any time. So thanks, James. We'll say goodbye for now. And again, thank you. And hopefully we'll see you soon.
All right. Thanks, Mary. Thanks, everyone. Have a wonderful day.
Bye.
Bye.